555 graduation candidates, welcome to our 56th annual commencement. Would you now please stand for the processional?
You may be seated. Good morning. I'm Scott Cook, and I'm honored to serve as the fourth president of Dyersburg State Community College. Welcome to our 56th annual commencement exercises. We're gathered here this morning to celebrate the graduating class of 2026. Today we recognize the perseverance, discipline, and accomplishments of 555 candidates for credentials whose ages range from 17 to 65. Almost 300 of them are participating in today's ceremony. I want to thank each of you for attending, and I would like to begin this morning by introducing our stage party and other distinguished guests. Please stand when your name is called. Billy Hicks, today's commencement address speaker. Dr. Amy Johnson, Vice President for Academic Affairs and Student Success. Josh Duggan, Vice President for Information Technology and Facilities Management. Melissa Kaufman, Vice President for Finance and Administrative Services. Dr. Jimmy Barham, Dean, School of Arts, Sciences, and Technologies. Jackie Watson, Dean, School of Health Sciences. Dr. Karen Boyer, Third President and President Emeritus of Dyersburg State Community College. Janet Sykes, Assistant Professor of English and this year's Faculty of the Year recipient and mace bearer. Brent Fonville, Chair of Faculty Assembly. Dr. Dave Strong, Professor Emeritus of Reading and History. Rob Martin, Associate Professor Emeritus of Biology. Michael Brooks, Associate Professor Emeritus of Criminal Justice. Pat Walker, Director of Admissions and Records and Registrar, without whom this ceremony would not happen. Thank you, Pat, to you and your team for making this celebration possible. This is Pat's 31st commencement. Megan Cook, my wife and First Lady of Dyersburg State, and our son Jacob. Now, to the reason that we are here this morning, you, the graduating class of 2026. Graduates, today marks a beginning. You've earned the right to your seat through rigorous exams, essays, late nights, early mornings, and missed weekends. For some, the journey to this moment has been longer or more challenging than for others. Many of you have maintained full or part-time jobs, as well as family and caregiving responsibilities. You didn't just study, you negotiated with time. You found hours in parked cars, between shifts, at kitchen tables, and in quiet after others had already gone to bed. You have encountered deeply difficult moments, both personal and academic, when quitting might have seemed easier than pressing on. Yet here you are. You persisted, you showed up time and again, and you are what success looks like. Each of you has worked extremely hard to participate this morning. And while this ceremony is truly a celebration of you and your accomplishments, this event is also a celebration of everyone who helped you along your path. Family who provided a meal or babysat, a friend who helped you study or listened when you wanted to give up, or someone at Dyersburg State who believed in you, perhaps more than you believed in yourself. Graduates, will you please stand? Find your cheerleaders here today, your family, friends, faculty, or staff, and give them a round of applause for walking this journey at Dyersburg State with you. Thank you. As you finish this chapter of your lives today and begin your next, know that you're always a part of the Dyersburg State Community College family and an alumna of one of the most successful community colleges in our country, joining 11,209 graduates who came before you. Excellence takes many forms at Dyersburg State, and today we recognize several groups whose accomplishments deserve recognition. Phi Theta Kappa participants make a difference on college campuses and in their communities throughout the world every day. Phi Theta Kappa is the premier honor society for two-year colleges with over a century of heritage and a reputation for recognizing academic achievement, leadership, scholarship, and service. Members are known not only for academic excellence, but also for their commitment to leadership and community engagement. This year, 83 of the graduating class are members of the Dyersburg State Community College Alpha Epsilon Alpha chapter of Phi Theta Kappa. They are wearing gold stoles to signify their membership and accomplishments. Will the members and faculty staff advisors of Phi Theta Kappa please stand? Thank you. You are what excellence looks like. Service to others, you may be seated. Service to others is one of the highest forms of leadership, and today we proudly recognize graduates and guests who have served our nation in uniform. Students who have served are wearing red, white, and blue cords. Will graduates, faculty, staff, and attendees who have served in the armed forces please stand at this time to be recognized? Thank you. You are what service looks like. One of the greatest accomplishments and responsibilities of a community college is creating an opportunity for every student to learn, grow, and succeed. In 2022, through a grant through the Tennessee Department on Disability and Aging, Dyersburg State became the first two-year college in Tennessee to offer a program for students with intellectual and developmental disabilities called Eagle Access. Eagle Access helps students attain independence and provides employment training, life skills, and academic coursework. Today, we recognize 3 program graduates who are receiving their certificates, and on behalf of our students, I would ask Dr. Jimmy Barham to stand for recognition. Some of today's graduating class began their college journey before even finishing high school, demonstrating extraordinary ambition and determination. In 2022, we started a middle college, a program through which high school students attend Dyersburg State full-time and earn their associate degree while they complete high school. In fact, 31 members of our graduating class are completing their requirements for the associate degree through middle college even before they technically graduate high school. You simply didn't just get a head start. You have proved your purpose and ambition. While many your age are trying to find their path, you have already found your future. If you're a middle college graduate, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. You are what determination looks like. Leadership is not defined by titles, but the willingness to serve, listen, and help others. The President's Students Leadership Academy is an initiative designed to build, foster, and grow leadership skills among our students. Selection is competitive and requires an application and an essay as well as recommendations from faculty and staff. Would any students graduating with Leadership Academy honors please stand to be recognized? Congratulations. You're what leadership looks like. Academic excellence deserves special recognition, especially when paired with curiosity, discipline, and a commitment to learning. Dyersburg State has an honors program that provides exceptional education opportunities for highly motivated and well-prepared students. This program works individually with students to plan their educational experience. Students complete 12 hours of honors coursework and a capstone project. This year, the program recognizes one graduate. Rebecca Wood, would you please stand and let us congratulate your accomplishments? Thank you. Behind every graduate here today is a professor who challenged, encouraged, and believed in them. Success of our students takes every member of our campus working together, and the role that faculty play in student success is uniquely important. Faculty provide academic training, guidance, serve as advisors, and become mentors during their students' time at Dyersburg State, and in some cases for life. Faculty, would you please stand as we share our appreciation for your dedication to our students, your craft, and your disciplines. Thank you. Student success does not happen by accident. It takes an entire college community working together with care and purpose. It's the work of our staff that helps students move from applicant to enrollee to graduate, from enrollment services to admissions to financial aid, counseling services, or TRIO, among many other departments of the college. We have offices throughout the institution that provide resources and support to help students find success. If you're a member of our staff, please stand and let us thank you for the roles that you play to support students and make this day a success. Community colleges are truly special places. Many of the faculty and staff with whom you've worked these last few years all got their start at a community college, some of them right here at Dyersburg State. We serve dreamers and doers, first-generation students, veterans, working parents, academically underprepared students and honor students alike, and those perhaps seeking a second or even a third chance. During your time at Dyersburg State, you've been part of something much larger than yourself. You've created friendships, made connections, found mentors, and grown. And whether you plan to transfer to a university or begin your career, carry your accomplishments and your credential proudly, and remember the responsibilities that come with it. Use what you've learned to make a difference. Your leadership, compassion, and courage will shape the world around you. No matter what comes next, you are prepared and you belong in boardrooms and hospitals, in our schools and laboratories, and in leadership. Wherever your path leads you, you belong where decisions are made, and you belong where change is needed. The world has plenty of critics. It's short on builders. Be the person who helps. Be the person who builds. Be the person who solves problems and who lifts others with you as you climb. On days when you doubt or struggle, remember these simple words: you belong fully and completely. Never wait for an invitation to lead. You earned your seat today. Now go earn your place at every table where tomorrow is made. Go show the world what an eagle can do. I know these things are possible because I've seen what community colleges do in the lives of students time and again, and even in my own. I'm a proud alumnus of a community college, and I've accomplished nothing that you can't accomplish too. Today we celebrate you, your achievements, your resilience, your journey, and your future. Congratulations to each of you. Go forward with purpose, lead with integrity, serve others well, and never forget you will always be part of our Eagle family. Today will always be part of your story, and you will always be part of ours. It is now my privilege to welcome Student Government Association President Paula Laredo to the stage to introduce today's distinguished commencement speaker.
On behalf of Student Government Association, I have the honor of introducing this year's commencement speaker, Mr. Billy Hicks. Mr. Hicks, welcome to our commencement. Dyersburg State Community College is honored to have Mr. Billy Hicks as this year's commencement speaker. Mr. Billy Hicks is a former NASA researcher, an award-winning science educator, and a nationally recognized leader in astronomy outreach. His journey is as inspiring as the stars he studies. Growing up in rural poverty, where even the idea of leaving the farm was discouraged, a young Billy Hicks found wonder in the Apollo moon landings. And that spark ignited a lifelong passion for science. He began his career teaching computer science at Medlock College, and after applying to the astronaut program in 1985, found his path leading to NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center. There, he spent over 2 decades contributing to astronomy, engineering, and research, supporting space missions, some of which are still operating in orbit today. Returning to Tennessee, Mr. Hicks continued shaping lives in the classroom, earning Medlock College Teaching Excellence Award and Excellent 7 times, and being named Tennessee's Science Teacher of the Year. Since retiring, he has dedicated himself to a remarkable mission, bringing the universe to students who might otherwise never experience it. Throughout his portable planetarium, he has reached more than 80,000 students, never charging a single school or child, ensuring that curiosity and opportunity are not limited by geography or income. His work has earned national and international recognition, including the prestigious Los Cumbres Award and opportunities to collaborate globally from Chile to the Vatican Observatory. But perhaps most importantly, Mr. Hicks has spent a lifetime doing something truly extraordinary, helping young people look up to this night sky and believe that their dreams are within reach. Please join me in giving a warm and enthusiastic welcome to Mr. Billy Hicks.
Thank you. Thank you for such a wonderful introduction. Well, guys, when you get old, you kind of listen to something like that and you think, wow, I wonder who that person is. And the most important fact is that we need to make it short because I can see all those people sitting in the sun. See, we've got it made up here, but you guys, so sorry. Thank you for that introduction. It is a wonderful day. And we'll just give you a test right off the bat because I would like to see if you've learned anything in school. Today, in 9 minutes, if you were at my office at NASA, we would all stop and have a party. Yeah. See, you would keep working because you don't know. I see that smile. It's like, well, I'd keep working. But if you're smart, you know to party. Today, in 9 minutes, 65 years ago today, Al Shepard got into a little capsule called the Mercury capsule and went into space as the first American on a little rocket that was called the Redstone, built in Huntsville, Alabama. And we all celebrate that. That short ride inspired a nation. It inspired me. It inspired people. And the moon that's been watching over you, that's only 247,000 miles away, that was our target after a 16-minute flight. That's audacity, and that's what science does. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my journey and a couple of 3 facts that impacted my life real quick. I don't want you to think that I started on second base like some people, made it to third and squeal about I almost made a home run, because you know people like that, and I did not. I barely could make it to home plate to start. I grew up in a little place called New Herman. You can only find it on Google Maps today. New Herman. I lived on Possum Trot Road. Now, when people would stop and ask this little farm boy, and they never referred to you by your name. They called you boy until you were about 18. And they go, boy, where do you live? And I would go, you never told people the name of your farm. You always referred to it by the previous owner. I lived at the Womack place. If you didn't know where that was, I can tell you exactly, because everybody knew where this was. I lived at the head of Possum Holler. Now, I do not know why my community was obsessed with possums, but I can tell you this much. There were a lot of folks that watched the Beverly Hillbillies for the first time when I was growing up, and they didn't laugh because they thought it was part documentary. And they talked about possums a lot. And so they even had Possum Day. So that's a little about where I started from. I attended, New Herman was an ultra-conservative little community. Diversity was if you had a piano in your church or not. Everybody looked the same. And it would be crimson red today if it still existed. And it was really a great place for a little kid to grow up, as long as you didn't have dreams like going to college and such. And so my class at school was the biggest class in the entire school. We had 7 kids, 4 girls, 3 boys. Most classes at my school only had 2 or 3 students. So you were special when you attended. I had the same teacher in 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grade. I was so excited when I got to 4th grade. I got to change classrooms finally. I was a little nervous. Miss Mullins, which is going to be the core of my first lesson I'm going to share with you. Miss Mullins taught my dad. She was elderly, pretty large, not very nice, and she didn't like me right off the bat because we had to talk about what do you like the best? And I said, I'm so excited about the space program. We are headed to the moon. And she goes, you know all that's fake. That is not real. We cannot have rockets. And I said, well, I really like the night sky too. I love the stars. And she goes, that is a waste of time. She goes, you'll never be a good farmer looking up. So we didn't get along very well, and it really went downhill because about the 5th day of class, they passed out the books, and they got through all the textbooks, and I raised my hand, and I said, are we going to get science books? And she goes, no. In my classroom, we're not passing out any science books. There's nothing worth reading in it. So she did cause me to sin, and sin was a big thing we talked about at my school. She caused me to sin because I stole a 4th and a 5th grade science book out of a closet. Skip to the 5th grade. It's about this time of year. It's a hot day, and we have 4-H career day. And everybody followed the company policy. But I decided I was going to be brave. And so I told my class that I had 3 things I was going to do. They were fallback positions. One was I was going to go to Huntsville, Alabama, and I was going to help build the Saturn V rocket. That's what we were using to go to the moon. And I thought that'd be really cool because I knew we'd be on Mars by the time I was out of high school. If that didn't work out, I was going to be an astronomer. We all raised tobacco. A hot day is nothing like a hot day in a tobacco patch. And I thought, working at night's got to be cool. I'll be an astronomer. If that doesn't work out, I'll be an astronaut. Now, I didn't have a clue about whether something was difficult or not. Those are the three things I'm going to do. Miss Mullins, we mocked her. When she would get up out of a chair, she always rocked 3 times. And so we would all behind her back rock 3 times. And then she waddled like a penguin. And that's how she moved around. She always had a paddle tied to her belt because they beat kids a lot at my school, but I was a really good kid. I never got a spanking, which was really rare. And I told my story, and for the first time in 2 years, Miss Mullins got out of her chair with only 2 rocks. And I thought, oh man, she is really ticked. She comes over and starts to beat me. And she told my class, he does not belong. What kind of kid has these ideals? That was a bad day. I went home and I got a great piece of advice after I cried a whole bunch. My mom just had a high school education. My dad could not read or write. But my mom was wise, and she told me, you're going to have some days that life is not fair. But I promise you, now she's not promising me just because I'm a little boy. She had a vision. She goes, I promise you, you're going to be different. And here's why. You want to learn. And most people do not. And she goes, I promise you, you just hang in there. Well, let me tell you how the dots lined up. Now, I had a miserable grade 1 through grade 12 experience because we were poor and I was stuck where I was. When I got to college, I couldn't believe it. I had faculty that were interested in not where you came from or who your family was, how hard you're going to work, and are you smart? And boy, did I enjoy every moment of that. After I got out, I was a computer programmer. I started teaching not long after I got out of college. I wanted to go to NASA. I wasn't getting there very fast. And so 1984, the fall of 1984, I decided I'd shake things up a little bit. I used to jog and I had hair. So you got to remember, I was different than I am today because I am ancient. And I applied to be an astronaut. And guess what? I got an interview. And I met a guy named Jim Kennedy. And he became one of the greatest mentors I ever had. And so you don't give up, and you need mentors. Now, I didn't get to be an astronaut. I was real disappointed. I got a letter that said, try again next year. But in about 6 months after the interview, Jim Kennedy, who was in charge of the space shuttle program at NASA, called me and said, I've got some openings on my team. Do you want to come to Huntsville and work on the shuttle? And I said, I'm already packed. Listen to me. I'm in Huntsville building rockets. I go to school forever. I just finished a class is at my age at Caltech, just so that I could say I've been to the same place where Sheldon, Leonard, Raj, and Howard Wolowitz attended. I thought that would sound so cool when I talk to kids. I go, I went with Sheldon to class. And they go, oh, that's great. He's a movie star. But anyway, I went back to school. I'm taking physics. And my teacher, who also worked at NASA, who was an adjunct professor, said, Billy, you like to go to school, don't you? And I said, it's an honor. It's an honor. I'm not the best student, but it's an honor. And he said, I'm starting a new team to align the X-ray telescope mirrors on a telescope called Chandra. And I said, look, I'm sorry, but I don't know anything about X-rays. I don't know anything about mirror alignment. He said, oh, you'll fit in great. We don't either. We're going to write the book. Now I'm an astronomer. And Chandra is launched in 1999. It's right over your head in an elliptical orbit, 6,000 by 83,000 miles. And I've got an app in my phone, and it will buzz whenever it's going over. And I wave at it. Because if you opened up panel C3 that covers a computer, you would find my name in Sharpie, along with some others, Possum Trot Road, and I put, I love you, Mom and Dad. Now, oh yes, I had a great life, And it's because I wouldn't stop. Every time I went to school, I got a different job. I came back to Tennessee in 2000. I was not happy about it, but I had to go take care of my dad. I taught science teachers. I really thought this would be temporary, but then my daughter got married while I was living in Tennessee, and she has my only grandkids, and my wife said, we're never leaving here. I still own my house in Huntsville with hopes that I'd go back someday. But I'm not getting anywhere because my grandbabies live right next to me. And someday you'll be old and understand that's really cool. Because when I had my own kids, it was like, oh, please farm them out. But grandkids are like, oh, please come over. You know, come and play with granddaddy. You got to keep going to school. You got to keep growing. While you're listening to an old astronomer drone on, you're falling behind. You got to go to school, and you got to find mentors. And if you do those three things, you are unstoppable. Now, I know you had a geek today for commencement speaker, and that's kind of sad. You know, you'll probably go, oh, just a nerd. When they say, who was your commencement speaker? I don't know, nerd. So I will try to end on a high academic note. I actually took a class in Shakespeare because I thought it's got to be better than it was in high school. I mean, there's got to be something to it. And I got turned on, and I read Shakespeare. I'm going to leave you with a short speech. Brutus is talking to a group of people that he's trying to stir up to do something because they're at an opportune moment. And he's afraid that they're just going to sit there and waste it away. And the speech goes like this. There are tides in the affairs of men, which, when taken at the flood, leads to fortune. But if you omit them, all the journeys of your life will be bound in misery and sorrows. On such a full sea are all of you today. And you must take the tide where it serves, or you will lose all your ventures. So if nothing else, you know today is a celebration day, not for you, but for Al Shepard, right? It has been an honor to be with you. Thank you so much. I hope you graduate quickly and cool off. Take care.
Dyersburg State Community College is authorized by the College System of Tennessee to award the Associate of Arts, the Associate of Science, the Associate of Science in Teaching, and the Associate of Applied Science degree, in addition to academic and technical certificates. Today's ceremony includes December, May, and August graduates for degrees and certificates. Will all candidates for degrees and certificates please rise? Mr. President, I am pleased to present to you the class of 2026. These candidates have completed or will complete in August the requirements for the associate degree or certificate as prescribed by the Tennessee College and the Dyersburg State Community College. These candidates are entitled to the appropriate associate degree or certificate, which will be conferred.
By the authority vested in me by the Tennessee Board of Regents for the College System of Tennessee, and with the recommendation of the faculty of Dyersburg State Community College, I confer the appropriate associate degree or certificate upon each candidate with all the rights, privileges, and responsibility appertaining thereto. You may be seated.
Will the candidates in the School of Arts, Sciences, and Technologies please rise and come forward? The following candidates are receiving the Associate of Arts degree. Ashley Shanae Copeland, cum laude. Whitney Michelle Games. The following candidates are receiving the Associate of Science in Teaching degree. Carly Paige Harris, magna cum laude. Lillian Mooney, cum laude. Alexis Nicole Paris, summa cum laude. Tatum Agee. Addison Theron Alexander, magna cum laude. Ethan Allison, cum laude. Landon Patton Atkins, cum laude. Savannah Marie Avent, summa cum laude. Brooklyn Nicole Barbie, magna cum laude. Zariah Tanae Barbie. Janeth Candelaria Bautista, summa cum laude. Olivia Rose Bend. Layla Michelle Bills. Michaela D. Bose. Michael D. Boatland I, magna cum laude. Marquisa Simone Boxley. Cecilia Bromley, summa cum laude. Brianna Brooks, summa cum laude. Madison Brown, summa cum laude. Markiah Amani Brown, magna cum laude. Allie Brummett, summa cum laude. Haley Joe Bryant, magna cum laude. Aaliyah Nicole Burnett. Macy E. Calhoun, summa cum laude. Joseph Lee Calvert, summa cum laude. Cecilia Lee Cannon, cum laude. Austin Todd Carroll, summa cum laude. Shelby Cavness. Adrian Caroline Sarmac, summa cum laude. Gavin Click, magna cum laude. McKenna Scott Cole, cum laude. Rianne Conley Cook, magna cum laude. Brody Richard Cotner, cum laude. Teresa Lynn Covington. Bianca Abigail Crawford, summa cum laude. Nikisha Rochelle Crew Carney, cum laude. Amarian Davis, cum laude. Madison Haley Deason, cum laude. Olivia Margaret Danica. Lenexa Dietz. Presley Faith Dishman, summa cum laude. Gwyneth Grace Donahue, summa cum laude. Grace Ann Doss, cum laude. William Carter Downin, cum laude. Ashley Morgan Eggleston, cum laude. Cole Epling, magna cum laude. Peyton Elizabeth Irvin, cum laude. Amaya Alexis Flagg, cum laude. Jaden Flagg. Shanice Aaliyah Forrest, magna cum laude. Vincent Marcel Freeman. Michael Frost, cum laude. Jillian Grace Gaines, cum laude. Noelle Eleanor Garcia. Jaden Olivia Gay, magna cum laude. Carly Ann Gladwell. Alexa Gonzalez, cum laude. Ashley Brianna Rose Goodman, summa cum laude. Alana Gordon. Erin Leanne Haggins, cum laude. Madeline Hall, magna cum laude. Morgan Kelly Halliburton. Savannah Grace Hancock, cum laude. William David Hanks. Kamari Caitlin Harrell, magna cum laude. Haley Harrison. Madison Brooke Hartwell, magna cum laude. Alexis Hoffman, magna cum laude. Sierra Lynn Horton. Caitlin Elizabeth May Jackson. Jalen Marquis Jackson, magna cum laude. Kinsey Olivia Jones. Kirsten Lane Jones. Joshua Luke Camrad, magna cum laude. Zoe Mackenzie Ann King, cum laude. Matthew Peyton Curris, cum laude. Colton Lambert, cum laude. Taryn Landry. Paola Laredo, summa cum laude. Rakia Mallard, magna cum laude. Nyla Ari Mann, cum laude. Christopher James Markstaller, cum laude. Thomas Owen Marcinko, summa cum laude. Crystal Judette Martinez, summa cum laude. Brianna Christine Mason, summa cum laude. Kinsey Love Mathis, summa cum laude. James Riley McDaniel, cum laude. Kylie McDivitt, magna cum laude. Misty Ann McKinney, summa cum laude. Harris Lee Miller. Jeremiah Elias Moshe Moore. Jensen Jaden Mora, magna cum laude. Emily Azel Morales, cum laude. Lala Marie Nowlin, cum laude. Madison Jewel Oldham. Carson Lee Osteen, magna cum laude. Catherine Brooke Overland. James Daniel Parsons, summa cum laude. Riley Cheyenne Patterson. Aaron Kelly Pettit. Katie Elizabeth Petty, magna cum laude. Hayden Christopher Pilcher, cum laude. Chelsea Alana Plowman, summa cum laude. Kirsten Prod, magna cum laude. Kylie Lindsay Pullen. Morgan David Ragsdale, cum laude. Princess Victoria Richmond. Cheyenne Lee Rodder, cum laude. Riley Michelle Rimmer, summa cum laude. Emily Grace Stewart Roach, magna cum laude. Dariana Mariette Elizabeth Robbins, cum laude. Bailey Mishka Jade Robley, summa cum laude. Sydney Nicole Russell. Shanti Alicia Sawyer. Brianna Sailors. Andrea Isabel Sena, summa cum laude. Mia Simpson, cum laude. Carrington Renee Smith, cum laude. Nolan Scott Smith, magna cum laude. Alfredo Solano. Brittany Marie Stevens. Lillian Jean Thomas, cum laude. Alexis Thompson, summa cum laude. Tori Timms, summa cum laude. Emma Riley Tucker, cum laude. Michaela Urbanski, cum laude. Alyssa Val. Kalen Seth Wade, cum laude. Hannah Elaine Wally, summa cum laude. Taylor Anne Marie Warren, summa cum laude. Stephanie Renee White, summa cum laude. Addison Wadelski Gill, summa cum laude. Morgan Cheyenne Williams, summa cum laude. Jada Renee Wood, cum laude. Rebecca Wood, summa cum laude. Emma Kate Wright, summa cum laude. Alexis Grace Young, cum laude. The following candidates are receiving the Associate of Applied Science degree. Marissa Nicole Abel, magna cum laude. Selena Acevedo Sanchez. Crystal Allen, magna cum laude. Shawnee Dell Bridges, summa cum laude. Michaela Bree Cathy, magna cum laude. Rachel Margot Schote, magna cum laude. Jonathan Eli Ingdahl. Trevor Florence, summa cum laude. Deanna Dawn Gettings, magna cum laude. Sonny Greer. Alexis Ann Hellbrook. Valerie Ann Henson. Danielle Hosterman. Chelsea Lynn Jenkins. Cameron Elijah Kellum, cum laude. Caleb Isaiah Kennedy, magna cum laude. Laura Beth King, summa cum laude. Karen Lynn Marie Lardino. Tyler W. McClure, magna cum laude. Bridget Lynn Mullins, cum laude. Autumn Marie Faith Pickard, summa cum laude. Toby Orlando Ross, summa cum laude. Chantrice D. Sanders, cum laude. Jordan Studevin, magna cum laude. Christopher Thompson, magna cum laude. Bobby Jane Tolentino. Caitlin Marie Tyler, magna cum laude. Courtney Welch, summa cum laude. Kelsey Woodard, cum laude. Tyler Michael Hanner. The following candidates are receiving a certificate. Shirley Lee Belote. Jaquella Tashawn Bryant. Taisha Aviana Johnson. Tammy Parker. Derek Sorensen.
The following candidates are receiving the Associate of Applied Science. Ashley Danielle Barnes. Callie Corton Broom, magna cum laude. Talia Buford, cum laude. George Anna Marie Butler, cum laude. Cressida Montana Collins. Dakota Elizabeth Crook. Rishardia Shara Evans, cum laude. Cassandra Ayana Kirby, cum laude. Jonisha Monique McNeil. Mariana Antoinette Pryor, cum laude. Caitlin Austin, magna cum laude. Jessica Lynn Balance, cum laude. Mackenzie Lee Baxter. Morgan Bishop, cum laude. Kaylee Black, cum laude. Georgia Blackburn, cum laude. Ashton Brooke Brazier. Clovesia Bruce. Nicole Maria K. Burke, magna cum laude. Marley Jean Butler. Anna Elizabeth Calhoun, cum laude. Sydney Michaela Capps, magna cum laude. Lauren Amber Cardwell, cum laude. Keosha Latonda Torrance Kathy. Catherine Curtis, magna cum laude. Emily Danae Foster, summum cum laude. Sarah Lynn Grinnell. Dalton Wayne Harrison. Jacqueline Marie Hudson, cum laude. Jasmine Nicole Lee. Dominique Lewis. Kenzie Grace Lewis, cum laude. Jordan Rowe Lynch, summa cum laude. Carly Lynch. Olivia Grace Macon. Elise Malakara. Delaney Grace Mann, cum laude. Lisa L. Johnson. Amber Danielle McDaniel. Dalton M. Munoz. Madeline Grace Newman. Reagan Lane Norton, cum laude. Vanessa Renee Pickett. Jonathan Lee Rayburn. Alexis Sangster. Gabrielle Scallons, cum laude. Olivia Rebecca Skeen. Maya Taylor Spivey, cum laude. Lauren Stone. Jessica Latrice Thomas. Tiffany Marie Toller. Shelby Tubbs, cum laude. Alexis Brooke Turnbow, cum laude. Haley Nicole Warren, magna cum laude. Naomi Jasmine Whitman. Jimmy Spencer Williams, Jr., cum laude. Lacey Brooklyn Willis. Latanza Renee Wilson. Callie Woolley, cum laude. Wissal Yeshu, cum laude. Stephanie Yarbrough. Michaela Brash. Emma Bailey Collins. Leah Shea Farrow. Terrell Hall. Lashika Holloway. Tamla Dines House. Savannah James. Antasia Courtney Jennings. Carrie Judy. Hannah Nichelle Martinez. Latanya Melton. Shauna Jean Schmidt. Amina Cheyenne Spence. Victoria Lachey Spivey. Lisa Sullivan. Deanna Starr Summers. Madeline Grace Taylor. Hayden Ashley Nicole Tuck. Denisha D. Dooley.
Congratulations, graduates. You are now alumni of Dyersburg State Community College. You may now move your tassel on your cap from right to left, indicating the earning of your credential. Thank you all for attending today's ceremony and celebrating with us. Congratulations to the class of 2026 on your many accomplishments. We wish you all the best in your future endeavors. At this time, I will ask that you all remain in place for the recessional. When the music begins, I would ask the stage party, graduates, and faculty to stand. This concludes today's ceremony.